What's up, friends? Welcome to my channel, Collecting is Fun, where I show you that collecting is fun. And in this one, I am going to be talking about the Superman bucket and the movie, because I just got through watching it. And I got some thoughts, and I want to go ahead and give you my review. And I'm not going to give you spoilers. There's some stuff that you would already know if you had kept up with watching anything like the trailers or what have you. So some of the stuff will be pretty much just evident. Now, let's take a look at this bucket. This bucket is really cool. It's, as you can see, like a newsstand. It opens up, and I have actually tested this out. It had popcorn in it, and you can open this thing up just like this. Popcorn goes in there. Inside, I don't know if you'll see it, the popcorn's in there, but inside you'll see it has another newspaper clipping in there. Like you actually just grabbed a bunch of newspapers out of this thing. Good for storage or something of that nature. So then you have this right there, Superman, but then it also has this card here that you can flip over, so you can have Superman or Crypto. Really, really cool. This came from AMC. Yeah, it looks like you can put a coin in there and it goes drop through, I believe. Let me see. I didn't even try that. Let me see. Yep, you can put a coin in there, it'll drop through. Maybe you want to have some money in here and store it. This doesn't open up, but that's it. Then you got that here, Daily Planet with the new S. And then the back is just regular. Put some stickers on there if you want to. Boom. It's a nice display for you. Really, really cool. Now, let's talk about this movie. This movie is good. It is. Overall, it's a good movie. James Gunn, as John Campea said, he understood the assignment as far as making Superman a fun movie. A character that we can all enjoy and just really feel like, man, there is hope. Man, the Superman that we've been looking for is here. Great. David Cornsweet does an excellent job as Superman. He also does an excellent job as Clark Kent, which is very important. Now, he also has a great relationship or great chemistry with Rachel Brosnahan. And you can recognize her from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. She was good. Their chemistry together was great. You really believe that they actually were in some type of relationship with each other. Really good stuff. All the characters in the movie did a great job, minus the ones that I'm going to mention. But let me tell you right now, Nicholas Hoult, this man right here, did an excellent job as Lex Luthor. He carried the plot. The whole plot was like, it was all on him and his idea and what he was trying to do to Superman and sully his name and so forth and so on. Maniacal genius. He was jealous. He was vindictive. He was all of these things. Lex Luthor was in this movie and portrayed very well by Nicholas Hoult. Excuse me. All right, give me some water here. But yeah, he did an excellent job. Ultraman. For those of you thinking that Ultraman was somebody that you recognize, like he's going to be Henry Cavill, something stupid like that. Anybody thinking that? I've already addressed this in my Superman review. No. Do not do that. Do not think that. As a matter of fact, all you need to do is focus on what you know about Ultraman. Who is he? Who is Ultraman? Think about him. What you see in the comics. Who is he a representation of? And that's all you need to know. That's it. That is him. So yes, that is Ultraman. It is not Henry Cavill. It is not anybody else, some other actor. Ultraman is exactly who Ultraman is supposed to be. Except in this one, he's a genetic experiment. And that right there should help you understand who he could be. So there you have that. Now, David Cornsweet. Like I said, great Superman right now. He has a great chance to grow into this role. The suit is still the suit. It's still baggy at times. The trunks also are longer at times. I don't know what was going on, but the fact that they wanted it to be a little baggy or whatever, it's not really necessary. He needs to have a better suit next time we see him. It needs to fit, seriously, because you see the bagginess right there. I've mentioned it. I've shown you a bunch of times. Well, not a bunch, but you've seen it. But anyway, he was a good Superman. You enjoy his flying. That's very key. You want to enjoy Superman's flying. That was nice. Now, also, we talked about how he is, or at least I talked about how James Gunn said that he was not going to be that strong. And I mentioned that when I did the review, that he was going to be like the 90s animated Superman. Well, yes, he was just like that. He was not that strong. He was weak. Matter of fact, he is the weakest version of Superman that we have ever seen on screen. He was getting jolly stomped and mollywopped throughout the entire movie. He rarely had a chance where he shined as that dude that you don't want to mess with. No, he was so good-natured in the movie. He was very good-natured and filled with so much hope. He had a good, solid upbringing, unlike the Henry Cavill version. Nothing against Henry, but he was doing what Zack Snyder gave him. Unlike that Zack Snyder version, we got a Superman who had values and was holding up to it, was trying to save people whenever he could. That's just like the 90s version. That was like something that was a weakness. Even then, Christopher Reeve, Zod was like, yo, I see you care about these people. I see what your weakness really is. That was him. He cared about the folks. Even the folks he was fighting. He was fighting the kaiju. This kaiju that grew up. He was like, look, let's not do too much harm to it. When he was introduced, or he was meeting with Guy Gardner and Mr. Terrific. So Guy Gardner is the leader of the Justice Gang. All right. And you have Mr. Terrific and Hawkgirl. And they are in the Hall of Justice. And the Hall of Justice looks like it's going through some type of renovations or something. Like, it's very beginning stages stuff, this is. So this is a good idea. And it's a good start for the DCU to increase and to grow from here. That's really cool. But like I said, you enjoyed all of that. The fight scenes were galore. He had so many people to fight. He had a robot he fought. And you'll find out who that robot is. He had other metahumans. Well, not other metahumans. He had other folks that were from Lex Luthor that were super powered because Lex Luthor was trying to get his own thing going. And I'm not going to give the plot away because the plot does work. He has a lot of stuff going on in this movie, and I thought maybe it was going to be a little overbearing, but no, everything went together and it worked out. Now, of course, James Gunn does have that humor in here. That humor it's not overbearing. It's not like Taika Waititi, no, but it is there. And at times you thought maybe, just maybe, it might be a little too much, but it wasn't. You understood why it was there, and you honestly could have done without some of that humor, but you still understood why it was there. And it wasn't like too overbearing. It's like, all right, I see what you're doing. Ha ha, I get it. And at the last part, when there was like a humor scene with Crypto and Lex Luthor, that was something well-deserved and reminds you of something else in a Marvel movie. And when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. And it's specifically what the Hulk did with Loki. But anyway, now, the egregious part of the movie, because there are pros, but there are definitely cons. Like I said, the weakest version of Superman we've ever had. Christopher Reeve was stronger than this dude, man. Christopher Reeve was at least able to lift up the Statue of Liberty and carry it. He's not that strong. If Henry Cavill were to meet this guy and they were to have a fight, this dude would get stomped mercilessly. No question, he would have no chance at all. If him and Christopher Reeve had a chance to battle, Christopher Reeve wasn't that much of a fighter, that Superman, but I think Chris will win. Seriously, because he ain't that strong, man. I'm serious, he is not. James Gunn was not kidding when he said this one is going to be someone you can beat. And yeah, so I hope he grows from here to be that stronger Superman, because he can't keep getting spanked like he was in this movie by the various different folks that he was fighting. Now, the most egregious part of this movie, Mr. Terrific, played by Eddie Gathegi, was rooting for this dude. And yes, the look of him in this figure, he looks just like he does in the movie. So, Figures of Action Reviews, sorry, bro. He looks just like this in the movie. Just like it. He does a good job. Good job playing Mr. Terrific, so he definitely can grow into this character, bro. But here's the egregious part. You might as well have had Robert Downey Jr. from Tropic Thunder play this character, because that's exactly how they had him talking. Now, he wasn't doing the that kind of deal. But he was like, you brought the dog, man. Like he was some 70s jive talker or whatever. Like he was a caricature of black folks. Now he got redeemed from the fake First Class movie where he didn't die in the first part of the movie. And he was an unkillable mutant. But at least he was the smartest person in the room. And he handled the character well. T-Spheres, he had a nice fight scene. It was cool. He wasn't a chump like in the Arrowverse. So he got redeemed in two regards. However, in his portrayal, his mirations, no. Like I said, it was like Tropic Thunder all over again. Now, Tropic Thunder was different because they were making fun of what they were doing, that trope, that token black character that they were putting in these movies. They were shedding light on that. This is not shedding light on that. This is just why. They had literally have him, man, you brought that dog, man. I'm the goddamn Mr. Terrific. He was just like that. That was his cadence. Like, what you want me to do? You want me to break the building apart and put it back together again? I can't believe this. I mean, he was just ridiculous with that. I mean, it was annoying. It was really annoying when he was talking like that. Now, some may laugh, oh my gosh, that was funny. But it may go over your head like, this is not how he talks. Mr. Terrific has no business talking like that. He has never spoken that way at all. Even in the Arrowverse, they didn't have him, man, what you talking about? Superman? Superman, like that. Not Superman, Superman. The dog. No. That wasn't nice at all. Now, Hawkgirl. Hawkgirl had very little time in this movie. Very little purpose. Her role was about as equivalent as Cyclone's role in Black Adam. Literally. It's like, what are you doing here? You're here, but what you doing? Is your character going to grow? I don't know. It may or may not, but at least she did better, or she had a better chance than in that Madam Web garbage, right? So I like that part. So hopefully she does grow. Now, we do see Supergirl in here. They talked about it. She's in here. She shows up, and she has a moment with Crypto, and it's cool, but there's another comedic moment that she has. And I'm like, why? James Gunn, man, he's got that humor. It's all throughout the movie. But again, it is not overbearing. It's in there, but you'll be like, all right, cool. It doesn't outstay as welcome. I'll tell you that. Let me see. Last thing. Ma and Pa Kent was in there. But Ma and Pa Kent, they were also weak characters. And they were very country bumpkinish. They didn't really have any, words of wisdom or anything like that. Pa Kent, he did his typical thing of giving Clark Kent his typical pep talk. It wasn't as impactful as the one from Christopher Reeve or John Snyder. Even Kevin Costner has some moments, but he did overall at the very end, ripped all those seeds that he sowed up, ripped all those roots that he had growing, if they were growing, by traumatizing him, telling him to wait so he can just watch him die because the world wasn't ready for him. No. But this part can't, it was cool. You enjoyed them, you liked them, but they were really country bumpkinish. They talked with that Kansas country accent or spoke with that accent, and it was just, whatever. You could have really done without their scene, but still, they were cool. Everything in the movie did fit. It did. So I'm pleased to say that this Superman movie works. It really does. I think you will like it. It's a good movie. The music, of course, the tone, the pacing, everything worked well together. It really did. Jimmy Olsen, Perry White, everybody was cool. There was some character, like I said, that was like in the background or whatever that showed up that were like, what are you doing here? But Miss Tessmacher was cool. She was crazy, man. It added it was some good stuff in this movie. It really was. So all the negative things aside, it's worth watching. And it's a good start. So that's the end. That's the end of my review of this bucket, which is pretty beautiful. Regal Cinemas has another one where he's like shooting the glass. I don't really care for that one right now because it's nice. It's to the point. It's cool. I don't need all the extra stuff. But yeah. So if you're not interested in the figures, do know that the movie is worth your time. And you might want to get Nicholas Hoult, man. Give him a chance. Give that figure a chance. You may not want to spend $35 for him. I get that. You don't want to spend $35 for none of this. You really don't. The bucket was $30. But these figures, I get it. But the movie, like I said, is solid. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the movie. Check it out this weekend. Take your behind to the theaters to see it and see it in the best, biggest possible way you can do it. I did it in D-Box, so my seat was moving with him when he was flying. So I was able to enjoy his flight a whole lot better in two different ways. Seeing it on screen, much better than how Zack Snyder did Henry Cavill, where he would just, and then blurry, and that Man of Steel. I couldn't even enjoy it. This one, you enjoy it. You see the S nice and bright on his cape, and you enjoy every bit of it. So do that. Reward yourself, do that, and get yourself a bucket to remember. All right, folks, have fun collecting, because collecting is fun. Later days.